Oh, and welcome back to the Talos Principle 2. Let us head to the south. We're roughly halfway into the game so far. We have completed the eastern and the northern sections. We've been to the megastructure twice, and on our last visit we have unfortunately lost Byron. Quickly went back to the city, regrouped a little bit, realized that Cornelius is gone somewhere as well, and now we're back here on the island, and now we're heading to the south of it, and we start with the southern coast.
1K, I'm sending you a little software upgrade I put together that should allow you to detect which files will lead to a data stream overload. Unfortunately, I'm not doing this to help you avoid them. In fact, I'm going to need you to search for more. I'm sorry about that, but if we're going to unlock all the systems that aren't responding, you'll have to connect to the data stream, possibly more than once. It's the only way for me to get access.
Cool. Okay. All right. Interesting. I saw it. We will have a Pandora statue over here. I can tell you that much right away.
All right, 1K. In this area, there seems to be a problem with the machine that makes the tetromino bridges. That means you can solve the puzzles, but you can't activate the tower. Look for a lab that lets you connect to the data stream.
I already found it. I'll send you the coordinates.
Convenient. Somewhere over there. Oh, you can actually see it right away. Okay. Is there other part? No. That's the only path. Okay. So as usual, we will grab the puzzles as we go. I just see a hologram over there. I see a terminal immediately over here. Ah, this music though. Did I already say that the music slaps in this game? Wait, is it? Oh, it's just right here. That is mighty convenient. Oh, Byron would have loved the fact that there is a guitar and a robo-vacuum.
Look at this place. It's beautiful, isn't it? Mesmerizing. That's how it lures you in, I think. You see all these beautiful things and your imagination starts working overtime. And the puzzles, the towers, the mysterious apparitions, it all draws you further in, deeper into the trap. What if that's the whole point of this place? What if every time you have one of those visions, another little bit of you is corrupted, overwritten with the hubris of this place?
And what if not? I am wary of this place too, but my mind is my own.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to suggest you were, whatever it is I'm trying to say. I guess I'm just disappointed in myself. Byron needs me. You all need me to do my job, and I can't even use a terminal.
Well, none of you can.
If this is all really the work of the founder, I don't know, maybe she lost her way. Or maybe we're just not ready. But once we find Byron, I suggest we get the hell out of here and never come back.
I suggest we talk to Byron first. If he is able to talk, that is. We have been presented with some levitation/teleportation tech already, but we did not encounter it in the puzzles yet. Yeah, we have 2 terminals over here, and this one is not dangerous? Have you seen the errors that are being ignored? Error 5358. Ooh, what if owl is actually right? Because seeing these errors, and I saw the numbers 5358 in these notes. What if I am getting corrupted? Beloved founder, years have passed and still there is nothing but silence. Have we sinned? Have you abandoned us for our arrogance, our greed? Some of the others continue to build. I told them not to, but they don't listen to me. Byron is the worst of them. He disrespects you constantly, spreading lies, and please know that there are those who remain faithful, who respect the limits you set and seek wisdom and humility as you taught. We may win the next election. Perhaps then you will return? From Trabuchet. Founder, although I was born in the early days of New Jerusalem, I never knew you well. This is not your fault. I became so focused on improving the dam that I didn't develop much in the way of social relationships, except perhaps with Melville. That doesn't mean I was unhappy. I was in fact extremely content. I like to solve complex problems in peace and quiet. That's who I am. But now the pleasure I used to get out of my work has faded. I may not need a lot of company, but I want my work to be meaningful, to contribute. It does not feel like that anymore. And when I suggest new project, the mayor acts like I've committed a crime, like I should be ashamed. I do not like this. I do not care about social issues or debates. I do not want to get involved. I just want to be able to keep working on making things better. Please, fix this situation. Thank you, Trabuchet. From the Introduction to Portraits of the Martyrs by S.T. Senio. The list of people condemned for advocating new ideas is long and depressing. Ignaz Semmelweis utterly destroyed for suggesting doctors wash their hands. Ludwig Boltzmann ridiculed for suggesting the existence of atoms. Robert H. Goddard mocked for arguing that a rocket would reach the moon. Al-Razi attacked for questioning the existence of humors. Barbara McClintock's discovery of transposition ignored for years. The list goes on and on. And we haven't even touched on what happens to those who suggest political rather than scientific improvements. Even when they succeed, they often still pay with their lives. These days, the idea of progress is frequently derived as yet another narrative, identified with the establishment by critics who curiously portray themselves as rebels. But the truth is that every step forward that humanity has ever taken has enormous personal cost. That means it's even more important to stand up for the truth, because so many others have already sacrificed themselves for it. It does. But what is the right way of doing it? Many died for the truth without accomplishing anything. Maybe we just have to do what's right and trust the universe. So, now the dangerous terminal. And it's red. Yeah. From Thuya. Dear founder, everything has gotten so much worse since you left. We keep pursuing the goal, but our lives are getting less happy. When the weather is dry and the dam runs low, there is nothing to do in the whole city. Things don't get fixed anymore. We even had to dismantle the cinema. I know it was frivolous and pointless when we can just watch video files, but it was fun to go watch movies together like people used to do. I believe in your wisdom, founder. I believe we have to avoid hurting the planet like our ancestors did. But I don't know if the mayor is doing what you would have wanted. Isn't there another way of reaching the goal? Please, I know you left for a reason, but I don't think we can go on this way. A fragment from Straton's On the Universe. Amintas. We have made quite the catalogue of horrors. Straton. Children dying in their mother's arms, cities perishing by the plague, and even animals living without peace of happiness. Nicomachus. Why must we listen to this? You know I have just eaten a heavy dinner. Straton. Because these things, which are ugly, must be confronted for us to reach the truth. You spoke of justice earlier, Amintus. But are these things just? They're not. Then you must admit the universe itself is not just. As the gods exist, 34 for some reason. Oh, it's a footnote, okay. Then they do not bend the world to their will. Rather, the universe proceeds as a machine following its rules. Justice and virtue are human inventions. Are you saying justice and virtue are therefore illusory and should be abandoned? The opposite, my friend. It is mankind alone that can impose these values upon this machine. It remains unclear whether Straton believed in the gods or used them solely as metaphors. His work on the deities is no longer extant. Tantalizingly, Diogenes Laertius mentions that it caused a fistfight in the Lyceum. I thought what made us human was that we searched for meaning, but perhaps a better way of thinking about it is that we create meaning. Trials, there is a pattern underneath. Trials, new primary site. Trials, lake water for cooling.
Ancestors kept telling themselves that the brevity of their lives didn't matter, but they had so little time to ever really think about anything. I've spent several human lifetimes studying this mystery, and only now am I beginning to see. The simulation was built on top of material reality, unable to escape its constraints. In the same way, physics as we understand it, even quantum physics, is built on top of a deeper reality. A set of rules that define existence itself. There is a universal language of creation, and I think we can learn it.
The language of creation. What were they doing here? And how far did they get?
I can't answer that, but I think I fixed the Tetromino bridge, machine, ring thing. I say I think because it's not in the schematics. And what I'm doing is hack work at best. Try it and see if it works.
Will do. When it's time. And it's not the time yet. For now, we'll proceed to number 1. Oh, and we have a Sphinx. Let's go check the Sphinx first. I mean, what the hell are you supposed to mean? How many of you are here? There are 10 of you. And curiously, the upper right one is missing, and this one. Interesting. An anchor. An ancient anchor used by seagoing vessels. An early human invention designed to keep boats from drafting by making use of gravity. The system that runs all the tech on the island. Pretty much all the tech on the island, from the puzzles to the megastructure, is run by a system called Noema. I've identified a number of obvious commonalities with the software we use in New Jerusalem, enough to be certain that Noema is descended from our own software, although Athena and Cornelius appear to have upgraded it quite extensively. Noema seems capable of interfacing directly with the user's mind at a deeper level than our own technology, although this functionality is not used consistently. Currently, guest users are locked out of all the functions, so only 1K can access the system, although he is also locked out of any admin functionality. Sad. This is a drilling bit. Why is there a drilling bit? And right across this puzzle. Is that an exit? So, phase entry. Cool. Not cool. So if I... Cool. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, yes, I can do that. I can also do this. So we do have teleports now.
I've decoded another file from the data stream. Listen to this.
Mother and father think of our discoveries as a language, a code. But I think they're wrong. They're so caught up in the technical details of running the experiments and upgrading the machine that they're not paying attention to the patterns we're finding, to the symmetries, the harmonies, the melodies. The fundamental language of reality is a kind of music, and it's beautiful. Beauty is an inherent property of the cosmos.
I love the way she looks at things.
Teleportation, because at this point, why not? In some ways, teleportation is one of the less surprising things we've found here, in that at least particle teleportation was known to be theoretically possible. Of course, that's still miles away from these teleporters, which operate on principles that simply contradict what we know of physics. The transfer of matter from one location to another is instantaneous without an observable wormhole or similar effect. There is, however, a release of exotic particles in the instant of teleportation which decay within fractions of a second. So I can just do this. Oh, that's super nice. I got you now. Okay. I got you now, so what now? What are you gonna do now? Okay, you have it, so what? Jesus Christ. So proud of himself. So I have a few ideas on that. First and foremost, we do need to open it. Second, we'll need you. Problem is I don't see any other connector from here. That is like a really disappointing development. Like best I can do is place it somewhere over here. And hopefully from some other puzzle I can route it around. Wasn't there a connector over there? No, a cube, a teleport. A cube, a teleport, and a fan. Okay. Expedition mega thread. Please post your thoughts on the expedition in this thread, and keep it civil. I think the powers that Athena has unlocked are world-changing, and it's our responsibility to use them to lessen suffering for all living things. We know, we heard your broadcast. I think we are being tested, and Byron failed the test. What happened to Byron was an accident. Is there a difference ultimately? Yes, there is. No one's actually seen Athena or Cornelius or Miranda at the megastructure. They could all still be aliens. I feel like we need to at least think about the potential of all these new technologies. Maybe the founder is trying to teach us how to use them. Why is everything malfunctioning on the island now? Is it because of Byron? He was still logged into the system. His presence may be destabilizing it somehow. Or it's Pandora. She seems to want to stop the team. Honestly, I wonder if Pandora is just somehow malfunctioning, like she's supposed to protect the megastructure, but she can't tell friend from foe. The choice of Pandora as a symbol cannot be accidental, and the message is obvious. The megastructure is Pandora's box, and we should not open it. Does that look like a path to you? Because it looks like a path to me. Aha! No! I can do it. Somehow. Shit. Okay. Alright.
One day, undoubtedly, an expedition will pass by this island. It will seek to document facts and statistics, to enumerate reasons for us not to look more closely. That is what we do now. We seek facts rather than truth. Because truth might frighten and unsettle the comfortable people who like to sit in their conference rooms and debate which corners we should cut today. These people like to imagine the chaos that could come one day, like a comforting fairy tale of distant darkness. But they do not see the chaos that is at our walls right now. The chaos that also lives within us. A force that is both necessary and appalling.
Melville?
Yes.
What's going on with the megastructure systems?
I suspect Byron is still logged in, and his presence has thrown everything out of whack. Entire subsystems are locked down, and everything that depends on those subsystems is disrupted.
Have you heard anything from him?
There was a short burst of noise on the frequency we used to communicate, but that could have been anything.
What can you tell me about Cornelius?
He taught me a lot when I was young. Nowadays, people just know him as the museum curator, but back then, he was closely involved with every engineering project, and he was brilliant. When he encountered a problem, he'd always remain calm and keep working at it until he found a solution. I wish I could be that patient.
Why didn't Athena and Cornelius just both vanish together?
If I had to guess, I'd say so that Cornelius could still go back for anything they needed. He was always leaving on expeditions anyway, looking for materials for his projects.
Another hologram over there? Through the wall. So we have a bunch of teleports to work with. Maybe not. I need to find a way to bring the drill probably outside and then back in. So I need one teleporter at all times by the drill. Okay. Then probably leave it here.
I'm glad to see all those overloads haven't damaged your logic circuits.
Thank you.
Listening to Miranda talk about beauty made me think. Okay, this might be super weird and kind of pretentious, but I honestly mean it. What is beauty? Like, where does it exist? Is it just in our minds? Or is there some objective component, something quantifiable? I always thought it was just perception, but if I understand her correctly, Miranda sees beauty as a property of the universe itself.
I think it's deeply a personal thing, and we might find different things beautiful in different ways. So, I don't know, nature can be beautiful, but it can also be disgusting. I mean, animals can be cruel and they can leave the victims behind, and the time will take care of these artifacts, right, of these bodies, and that can look gross and absolutely not beautiful, but that is nature. Can we say that the nature is always beautiful, or only some parts of the nature is beautiful? So I don't know, I feel like I really don't feel like this is an objective property that we can perceive. I also don't think that is something solely in our mind. I mean, technically everything is in our minds. That's where we process the world, right? But let's answer that this is the interaction between the self and the world.
Interesting. So the more humans there are, the more we spread across the world, the more beauty there is. But then, doesn't it follow that it's our duty as a species to grow? To make the universe more beautiful?
Well, it depends. Do you take it as your duty to make everything more beautiful? I don't like how limiting this is, but not grow. Grow, yes, sure. This feels a bit pretentious, but it's a bit close to what I think.
That's a really powerful image. Beauty flowering in the universe as intelligence spreads. Thank you. I hope you're right.
I think I have just converted the guy. What's your analysis of the southern regions?
The southern part of the island is a natural desert, basically just due to the chemical composition of the soil. I haven't been able to work out why it's so warm, though. It could be a warm ocean current or something to do with the megastructure's thermal output. New Jerusalem doesn't have the kind of equipment I'd need to figure that out.
Do you think Byron is okay?
I hope so. I understand why he was impatient, but he should have been more careful.
Yep. Did you know Cornelius?
Yeah, everyone knew Cornelius. After Eustathius retired, he was the only one left who was there since the beginning. Except I guess none of us really knew him after all. We all thought he was lost in the past, always studying the archive and the simulation. But he actually had all these secrets. And a daughter.
Who are more than they appear to be.
Yeah. Even after centuries, they can still surprise you.
What did you do in New Jerusalem when we went back?
Mostly just made sure Pellegrino didn't mess up the VTOL. We only
Did you
have
see
a
the cat?
handful of them, and while they look cool on the outside, the truth is they're held together by gaffer tape and good intentions. There's a reason Melville's always complaining.
I really think that infrastructure is like the backbone of like our lives. Like the pipes, the sewers, the electricity grid, the communications network, the bridges, the roads, train tracks, stations, like lampposts, whatever you name it, it's all infrastructure. And if you just let it be, it will fall apart and it will cost lives and stuff.
When you put it like that, it seems hard to argue.
Yes!
More and more stuff isn't working anymore, and eventually there will be consequences.
Exactly. Miranda said that the fundamental language of reality is kind of a music. Thoughts?
I think that's one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. I hope it's true.
What kind of music do you like, by the way?
Okay, this may sound like a robot joke.
Oh no, is it techno?
Of heavy metal, especially the more melodic kind.
Oh no, that's not that bad.
It's epic. It's full of emotion. You can really get lost in it. Actually, I named Bruce after Bruce Dickinson, the lead singer of Iron Maiden. They used to call him the air raid siren, which is also what my Bruce sounds like.
I absolutely love that piece of trivia. Give me more of that. 666 The number of the beast. And that would be actually the sound of the cat. Anyway, we were doing some stuff. Hello? We have 4 right here. Sandcastle. I was actually just looking around if I see something Sphinx related. Yeah, I think this is where I'm supposed to exit. I mean, yeah, duh. There is an exit. This was towards 1, right? Yeah. Okay. But then
In the early days, humankind lived in a world of unexplained wonders and terrors. The powers of the elements were understood in terms of gods and spirits. After all, how else could one explain thunderstorms and earthquakes? But as the realm of scientific knowledge expanded, the realm of the mystical began to shrink. The sacred grove, as Hegel wrote, was reduced to mere timber. But as superstition retreated, another thing was lost: meaning. In a purely mechanical universe, people yearned for the comfort provided by gods and spirits. But there was no way back.
But what about the beauty of the universe? The perfection of everything around us. Couldn't they see that?
Not sure I can see that, Miranda. But I do think there was another way, a way forward instead of back. Faith not in an invisible world, but in ourselves, in each other, in the inherent value of consciousness and civilization. They never really found it, but I think that in those last months when their whole species was dying, they caught a glimpse of it. And that's how your mother was born.
To us who have only just begun this journey of philosophy, the world may seem like a mystery that can never be solved. A great deal has been written since the days of the Seven Sages, but how much of it is truth and how much of it is idle speculation? I've offended many by saying that most philosophy will, as the centuries pass, be discarded as foolishness and superstition. But it is a truth only philosophers fail to see. And yet we cannot abandon reason and conclude that we cannot know anything. Rather, we must accept that the journey towards understanding will be long. And our task is to build a foundation for those who will one day arrive at its destination.
it's a very peculiar puzzle, I will tell you that much. I damaged my ankle so hard because of this thing. No. I cannot move. I mean, that's horrible. Like, not through the force field. Okay. biggest question is this thing. Okay. Anything else I can jam from here? Not really, so I don't have the angle to jam anything over there. And in order to proceed anywhere, I need to leave this jammer here. I can take this fan and do nothing about it. So then we come here. Maybe. Because we don't need a fan to go up. If I place you here and I place you somewhere here, I should be now able to, if my ankles will forgive me, do this. That's a start. That would allow me to bring a fan on one of the buttons and a teleporter on the other. The fact that these units are mobile is the most insane part. Oh. Okay, wait a sec. Now you should be charged. Yep. Alright.
You know, a couple of years back, we went on a scavenging expedition to an ancient industrial complex south of New Jerusalem. It was enormous, sprawling, an area many times bigger than our whole city, just dedicated to manufacturing. It was incredible to think about the sheer variety of things they produced. And it made me realize how austere, how restricted our lives are. You know how most ancient structures are overgrown? It's kind of pretty, but in a sad way. Well, this one wasn't. There had been some kind of chemical spill. I don't know if it happened while the structure was still operational or if something had just rotted through, but it killed everything. Even centuries later, nothing could grow. It didn't have to happen that way, and history doesn't have to repeat itself. But we do have to remember that it did happen once.
Pushing through. Oh. that's a start. I'm not sure if this cube is useful for me somewhere over there, so we'll do it this way for now. Damn it. No. God damn it, that's not what I want to do. Okay, stop it. Concentrate on one thing. I want to go past... Okay, that is not how it works. Sadly. And I cannot teleport through these things as well. But obviously I either need to find a way to do that, because somehow I do need to have a third item over there. It must have to do something with teleportation. I mean, I cannot keep you open all the time. Can I? Interesting. Huh. But you can do this. Private message. 1000, we need to talk. I was troubled by your stated intentions for the Somnodrome. That machine is essential to our moral development, but its secrets are squandered unless I can study it. I mean, I don't mind you studying it. That's what I meant when I said we need to keep an open mind about it. Sure, I will allow you to study it if you want to. I didn't lie, I was misled, okay? Ugh. Alright. Let's see. I think we'll have ourselves another terminal. And there is a monorail piece. City by the sea. When I realized it was over, it was all really over for good, I decided to take one last trip to my favorite places before the symptoms got too much. I could never forgive what they did to Chalkidiki, this incredible, wild, rugged place between mountain and sea, with pine trees all the way down to the water, the colors, the vistas, the sheer overwhelming beauty of it all. And they just built all over it. Hideous hotels sprawling like tumors, obscene beach bars blaring their awful music across the sea, even in Kavura Trip. It was impossible not to hate humanity a little for it. The idea of all of it returning to nature, of the hotels gradually sinking back into the reed fields was moving and beautiful. But then I went back to Thessaloniki. And for all the ugliness inflicted upon that city, the idea that people would no longer meet up beneath the Camara, or go for long, ambling walks on the promenade, or for crepes on Platea Navarino was unbearably sad. The idea of the Rotonda just standing there, empty, after being a sacred place for so many centuries, it made me remember that it's not just beaches and forests that are beautiful, but cities can be more than just streets and noise. Cities can have histories and personalities, and that means something. Who am I writing this for? Do I believe there will be survivors after all? Do I think that crazy robot project I heard about will actually work out? Do I hope that aliens will come to our planet one day and wonder who we were? The truth is, I don't know. But there is something in the love we feel for the beautiful things that we build, as much as in our revulsion towards unnecessary destruction, that matters. Why didn't our ancestors understand that you can build in ways that make an area more beautiful instead of ruining it? Even if all they cared about was personal benefit, wouldn't it benefit them more? In the long run, yes. But people rarely think about the long-term consequences, especially if there is an incentive to act immediately. And yet most of them were unhappy with the results. Couldn't they see that it was within their control to act differently? Yeah. We are prone to not think about long-term stuff. I am prone to that myself. Guilty as charged. Solving the wrong problem. From LD Armans, can you point me in the direction of a better timeline? Humans are problem solvers is a quote frequently associated with my friend Alexandra Drennan. It's become a meme on the internet used both ironically and not, though Alexandra of course is entirely earnest in her dedication to humanity. It's a great thought and vital to understanding our species. But it's also not entirely as simple as that. Take for example the recent extinction of the orangutan and the ensuing conversation about the dangers of unknown pathogens released by human activity. Most of us agree that a problem exists, and significantly most of us believe that something ought to be done about it. So we've identified the problem and we have collectively decided to act. So why is nothing happening? That is a serious question. A great deal of effort is expended on raising awareness, but I would like to suggest that sometimes our problem-solving impulses can get stuck on the wrong goals. Awareness is not the issue. We've already convinced people that something needs to change, so if nothing changes, we have to wonder, why is the will of the people not being translated into action? She's also capable of being devastatingly sarcastic, but that's another story for another book. Maybe the problem was that they didn't have enough hope. They could see the problems, but they couldn't imagine that one day those problems could be solved. It's easy for people to get so lost in the problems of the present that they think nothing will ever change. They lost hope because the historical circumstances they found themselves in encouraged despair. But that in turn meant the conditions could not change. How do you go against history itself? Day 372. Yima died today. One moment he was there, welding a joint on the upper levels of the tower, and the next, he was gone. One careless step, that's all it took. Athena brought him to the dam, but even Cornelius couldn't help. Yima is gone. Now there is only 12 of us. Melville, what do they...
Design for an improved charging station. Fascinating, but not relevant.
Number 5. Like, what is this thing? Why does it hang over here? So menacingly. And I still have no idea what to do with the Sphinx, by the way. I didn't encounter any structure that would resemble anything that I saw on the Sphinx. Oh well. I don't even know how to pronounce that, so I'm not even gonna try. Nice. How do I actually do this? Wait a second. Because the problem is that from here I cannot do anything. Could you jam from the outside? Yes. And then you can have a teleporter on that side, okay.